In this video, I'm going to talk about the set attached bit feature of the ISIS optimization features. What is the attachment bit? You know it. In ISIS, every L12 router that is connected to the other levels, for example, level 2 area, needs to sense attachment bit in its LSP inside of the areas, level 1 areas, it connected to that area. Let me to show you. Look at the scenario. In this scenario, we have R1, R2, R3, and R4. R1 is the level 1 router, R2 is level 1, 2 router, R3 is the level 2 router, and R4 is also the level 2 router. You know that because R2 is the level 1, 2 router, and now it's connected to the router 3, it needs to sense the attachment bit or attached bit to the level 1 area. Let me to show you. This is the R1. In R1, show IP route, ISIS or show IP route can show us we have one default route, and you know that this default route is appeared in the routing table because of the LSP with the attached bit set received in R1 from router 2. Show ISIS database can show us that this is the database of router 1, and then show ISIS database R10 or R2000, okay, then -00. Detail can show us that we have the attachment bit here is the attachment bit, but in detail also you can see that attachment bit is available. Okay, because of that, attachment bit should be set automatically with the ISIS in level 1 to router. This is the default behavior of the ISIS, but in some cases we need to set check more conditions and more constraints before sending the attachment bit. For example, you know that when the links between router 3 and router 4 fail, this means that the R2 now doesn't have any reachability to the outside of network. Let me to show you. Look at here in a router 3, this is the serial 11. Do show IP interface brief can show us that serial 11 connected to the router 4 with the IP address of 10.343. Let me to remove this interface loop interface serial 11 shutdown. You know that we don't have neighborship now with the router 4, but router 2 doesn't understand this change. Because of that, again in router 1, you can see in show ISIS database that we are receiving the attachment bit, and show IP route can show us that we have the, for example, level 1 default route. Why? Because we are receiving the attachment bit from the R2, but it's not good. Why? Maybe R1 connected to another level 1 2 router and doesn't use that router because its metric to router 2 is less than the metric to the next router. Because of that, we need a for example feature to saying to router 2 that these links now is not available because of that level 2 connectivity is not available. Because of that, you shouldn't set the attachment bit to the for example LSPs that you want to advertise inside the level 1 area. Let me to show you. Look at here. First, I'm going to enable this interface, no shutdown. In router 2, we can configure a roadmap. Here we have the option, look at here, show in router 2, show IP prefix list. We don't have any prefix list. Conf the IP prefix list, we can give it a name, for example, IP prefix list A, permit 10340/24. This is the one of the networks that we can use it. You can use, for example, more than one line in your IP prefix list for ensuring that IP connectivity to or level 2 connectivity is occurring now. Okay, look at here, IP prefix list A permitting 10340/24. Then I'm going to use roadmap AA permit 10 with the match IP address prefix list A. This means that when the prefix list A can permit or can find the route 10340/24 in the routing table of the router 2, it can advertise. The roadmap is permitting to advertising the attachment bit. In router ISIS also, we need to use the set attachment bit, set attached bit, okay, according to the roadmap AA. Let me to review it. Now